Hello boxing fans and welcome back to Andy's Cavern. Hope you're all well out there tonight. Fury Usyk, it's almost upon us, isn't it? This is Monday night. It's coming up on Saturday. But I feel, this isn't a prediction video as yet, but I feel Usyk, he's up against it in all respects. I feel in the first fight, it was scored a split decision, but no way in my eyes could I see that being a split decision. So I felt the judges were leaning towards Fury in that fight. I've heard Fury interviewed already. I think I spoke about that the other night by a guy called Chris Mannix, I think his name is, an American guy. I think he works for the Zone. Fury is alluding to the fact that again that he won the fight. It's like he's putting pressure on journalists to kind of favour towards him, making out he's been hard done by the first time round, that he'd won it, and effectively, he never said in so many words, but he's alluding to the fact he was perhaps robbed. It's not the way I saw it at all. I think I scored it. I gave Fury 4 rounds, gave Usyk 8 rounds, and one of these rounds was a 10-8 round, so I had Fury winning. It was a competitive fight. I'm not saying Fury didn't have his moments and he boxed well at times, but he couldn't sustain the good work he was doing, in my opinion. Maybe you saw it different. Like I always say, I'm not here to tell anybody what to do or what to think, or saying I'm right all the time. This is only my opinion as a fan, but I felt Fury won it quite clearly. A bit like the Joshua Usyk rematch, that was deemed to be a split decision as well, and then that creates this narrative, oh, it was a close fight. No, that wasn't a split decision either in my eyes. That was so it's almost like Usyk's up against it every time he fights against the judges, so he's got to win clear. He's got to do everything. He's got to be squeaky clean to make sure he gets the win. There's a bigger risk of him being robbed than anybody, I would say. So he's going to know that he's up against it from the start. And it looks like, from that video I saw with Turkey Usyk, you've probably seen it, speaking to Usyk and Fury on the phone. It's like Turkey Usyk. I mean, I like what Turkey Usyk's doing in the boxing world. I might have been a bit sceptical at first, but he's making sure the big fights happen, isn't he? So they're all the promoters are working together now. This is all down to him and his big dream of what the boxing world should be like. And I like what he's doing, but the fact he's leaning towards Fury, it's like he's all pally-pally with Fury. I think he said something like Usyk ruined his plans or something by beating Fury. He's obviously wanting to see Fury Joshua or whatever. But Joshua got battered in his last fight, so how does he want a title shot? I think that's more likely to happen if Fury loses. It's a Fury Joshua fight. I'm not writing Fury off. I'm not saying he can't win. But I want a good fight, fair fight, with a good fair result. So I think, personally, I think Usyk's up against it. He's kind of him against everybody, isn't it? It's not just fighting Fury in the ring. He's fighting he could be effectively fighting the ref, fighting the judges, which to me is not fair. So we just hope he gets a fair kick of the ball and there's no some controversy in the scoring, and then they're all jumping on the Fury bandwagon, how great Fury is, and he's a 3-time champion and all this, when he's not, if he's not actually won the fight properly. So this is just thoughts I'm having. You maybe feel the same, you maybe got your own thoughts. Feel free to comment in the comment section, it's always welcome. So you've got Fury always, like I say in that interview with Chris Mannix, it's almost like his own propaganda, making out he was hard done by the last time. Make sure I don't get hard done by this time, and trying to plant the seed in people's heads that was a much closer fight than it actually was. Then you've got all the inconsistencies with Fury, as always. 1 minute he's saying Usyk beat him fair and square, the better man won, and the next thing he's saying he's got robbed. And afterwards, when he was saying it's because Usyk's country is at war, that's why they picked him. And he says he doesn't regret saying that, and I don't know, you can't believe in, he says, really, can you? 1 minute he's saying something that makes sense, next thing he's saying something that doesn't make sense. But that's maybe just part of his character makeup, we don't know. We can't hold that against him. He is a really good fighter, but when he's coming out with stuff like that, it's folk. It's not necessarily what he's saying, it's the way the media run with it, and you've got all his fanboys. We wouldn't hear a word against him, will they? It takes away any neutrality or what would you say? Just applying common sense, you know. It's like the start the ball rolling. There's a snowball effect, and before you know it, everybody's thinking, well, people are not properly switched on. They're thinking, oh, that was so close, such a close fight. Fury should have been given that decision, but he wasn't, was he? So anyway, that's what I'm thinking tonight. You maybe got other views. I think Usyk is up against it, so let's see what happens. Usyk's a brilliant role model as a fighter. You never see him swearing, you never see him bad mouthing anybody. I think he's a great role model. So we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens. But that's all for tonight, guys. Hope you're all well out there. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.